Vampires are supposed to be terrified of sunlight, yet she deliberately held her arm out under the blazing sun. She didn't pull it back into the shadows until the tantalizing smell of burning flesh filled the air. Every vampire in the clan feared this woman's ruthless, decisive nature. Anyone who dared show even a hint of defiance would be chained under the sun to suffer in agony. She'd even ordered construction workers to pour concrete over traitors, trapping them underground in their immortal bodies to endure eternal torment. Through such brutal methods, Audrey quickly secured her position as elder and hatched a plan to drain the local residents' wealth through real estate schemes. She'd keep them so busy and numb from work that they'd never notice the vampires hiding among them. But just as Audrey was smugly preparing to take over the valley, she discovered her daughter, a mere 90 years old, had been decapitated. The room was in complete disarray, clearly the aftermath of a fierce battle. It turned out that the previous afternoon, a monster hunter had broken into her daughter's home.
What are you doing in my room?
The 90-year-old woman had been shot dead by an intruder, but the very next second, her body began to twist in unnatural ways, and she rose again in a grotesquely contorted pose. Seeing this dirty fighter standing before her, the old lady was absolutely livid. She swiveled her slender waist, rapidly healing her wounds, then let out a furious roar and charged. Bard was caught completely off guard and stumbled backward. With no other choice, he retreated strategically, spun around, found his opening, and pulled the trigger. But despite being over 90, the old lady's body was as flexible as a young girl's. Even after Bard fired multiple shots, he couldn't land a single hit and found himself locked in a stalemate. In all his years on the job, Bard had never encountered such a formidable vampire. He quickly seized the moment to corner her against the wall, but she used the impact to bounce back and sent him flying. Before he could regain his footing, she launched a devastating sidekick. The force was so powerful it smashed a massive hole through the thick wooden panel. Bard immediately ripped off his mask and calmly pulled out the glass shard embedded in his shoulder. He quickly loaded his special ammunition and fixed his gaze on the gap, ready for anything. But just as he was fully focused, the old lady suddenly appeared behind him and launched her attack. Luckily, Bard reacted fast. He grabbed her chin, rolled away, and sprang back to his feet. He tried to use the sunlight to his advantage and take her out with a shot, but in such a cramped space, the agile vampire actually had the upper hand. Her close-quarters combat skills were nearly impossible for Bard to counter. Fortunately, his extensive hunting experience allowed him to turn the tide. He grabbed the old lady by the neck and slammed her hard into the ground, but even after taking such a brutal hit that shattered her bones into a mangled mess, her near-invincible regeneration ability still kept her undefeated in battle. Left with no choice, Bard drew his machete and braced himself, but within just a few exchanges, she knocked him down again. Even though he reacted quickly and drove a silver stake into her abdomen, it had no effect whatsoever. In the chaos, his foot slipped and he crashed to the ground once more.
You missed!